Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler, and today we're going to be talking about how Microsoft apparently just brutally murdered the Drilldown Choropleth without really so much as an announcement around it. I mean, just when you think you've seen everything, right? So this came out of the forum post. Basically, this guy, had a number of dashboards and that were using the drill down choropleth, and they just all of a sudden they're poof, they're gone, right? And then he can't find it. If you go to get custom visuals, right? You can't find it there. So, I mean, if you don't know, the drill down choropleth was a pretty popular custom map visual from Microsoft that was available in AppSource. So, like when you go and get more visuals and that, it would show up, and there's a large number of blog articles about it and all kinds of material. People really liked that visual and used it quite heavily. But apparently, is it gone? Yeah, yes, it's gone, right? So this is the actual. So you can still find this thing if you search for it. You can find the link to AppSource for it. So it's pretty new that it's gone. And so maybe today, but yeah, you just get a big old 404 now when you try to go find it, right? And I will be showing you how you can still get it, sort of, and what you can do to mitigate it in that. Now, I mean, you know, the documentation for it's still out there. Now, in fairness, right? They do have this little note that hey, they're going to be deprecated. Coming up here in future releases, Power BI plans to deprecate older map visuals, right? So you should migrate reports to Azure Maps. And you do get a warning in if you're in desktop. Okay. So if you go on desktop and you have older map visuals like this one, it has, hey, and you'll get this pop-up when you open the file. Okay. And hey, these old map visuals, we're gonna, you should migrate them to Azure Maps, upgrade maps and all of that. But what you don't get is if you are actually in Power BI and viewing, so it's that same report. So if you're actually viewing it and you open that report in Power BI service, right, you don't get any kind of warning, right? There's nothing that tells you that warns you about it, right? Yeah, that notification isn't about the map visuals. So here's the thing. So if you're not opening those, like you've created those Power BI report desktop files, and you've published them out, right? And you never have to go back and they're refreshing away and no problem. And you haven't had to go back and look at them and open them in Power BI desktop. You'd never know that those map visuals are going away or being deprecated or have any advance warning whatsoever, right? So that's just crazy to me. I mean, I don't know who's running the show at Microsoft, but holy cow! And I even mentioned this at I had made an earlier video about how Microsoft was going to break your reports, and specifically your map visuals, because if you had any published to web that used like the bubble map or the filled map or any of those other older maps, right? Microsoft is going to, convert those to Azure Maps at some point, or force you to convert them to Azure Maps. But Azure Map Visual is not supported for publish to web. So I guess Microsoft is like, okay, we see you, Greg Deckler, and telling us that, and showing how we're going to break map visuals, but we're going to do you one better. We're just going to blast it and just brutally murder the drill down choropleth, right? I mean, that's insane. And it gets even better. You can't make this stuff up. As of just recently, April 2024, right? April 24, the Microsoft Fabric Updates blog. Guess what they feature? They feature the drill down choropleth map, right? So we're not talking about too many months ago. So even though Microsoft's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go get away from it, like, oh, we're still featuring it in reports. I mean, that's insane to me. So I don't know what's going on with those guys. And that's the thing. I mean, you have a Microsoft Power BI blog. It's an updates blog dedicated to like announcements about what's going to happen, right? And they have things in here like where is it? The June 24 on premises gateway. Maybe I went too far. Yeah, I went too far. So like I'm on page one. Enhanced. They have stuff where they're gonna. Oh yeah, retirement of the Windows installer for analysis services, managed client libraries. Right? They announced that hey, we're gonna get rid of it. Right? If you go over here, right, they have things like deprecation of AutoML in Power BI using data flows V1 following the announcement of the deprecation of creation of Power BI automated machine learning, which I guess if we go back in time far enough, they at least told us somewhere in this update blog that they were going to be deprecating this, and now they're announcing that they deprecated. But I can't find anything. I can't find anything online, anything in here at all about the Drilldown Choropleth just being just brutally taken out. Right. All right. So anyway, enough of all that. Let me show you where you can still get this thing. I mean, obviously, you should be probably going into those reports and converting them to your Azure Maps, Maps visual. But now that begs the question, right? If it's gone, I would think if you had the desktop, I don't know. If you had the desktop and you open up those old files that have that drill down choropleth, would you still get this, right? And still be able to upgrade the maps? Or are these things just absolutely gone and you don't even know what the configuration on was anymore? I mean, craziness. So anyway, where you can still find this thing is actually this link right here. If you search for it, you can find it, but you can go to github.com, Microsoft, Power BI visuals drill down choropleth /tree/master. All right. That's where you can still find it. I'll post that link in the description of this video. So then what you can do, right, is you can go here to code and so download zip, and then that'll download everything you need to basically you'll have to recompile it within Visual Studio would be my guess. I've never actually done that I've never really actually created one thing I've not done in Power BI. I've not created my own custom visual. So I I'm gonna have to do that at some point. At some point, I gotta learn that skill. Can't be that difficult. I've read the docs on it. It looks fairly straightforward, but yeah, it's gone, people. So I mean, let's just bow our heads and have a moment of silence for the drill down choropleth. Rest in peace, Rip. That's all I had for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.